Too many men move through life unnoticed, talking too much, giving too soon, bending to please. Women feel the neediness instantly. Machiavelli knew the truth. In love, as in power, the one who needs less controls more. Women don't crave the man who tries hardest. They crave the man who feels untouchable, yet pulls them in without effort. The man whose presence changes the air, whose silence builds tension, and whose confidence makes her pulse quicken. In today's hybrid world, online and offline, you can't afford to be average. Average gets ignored. Average never makes her restless at night. This is about becoming the man she can't forget. In this video, you'll learn 7 dangerous habits from Machiavellian strategy that spark her curiosity, feed her desire, and awaken her most primal instincts. Master them, and she'll be the one chasing you. So watch until the very end, because miss even one habit, and you might stay in the category of forgettable instead of the man she can't stop thinking about. Let's dive in. Here's the first habit. Speak in a way that feels like you're guiding her somewhere she secretly wants to go, making her feel both safe and on edge. Every word you say, whether it's in person, over text, or on social media, should feel like it's guiding her deeper into your world. Not forcing her, not dumping everything you think she wants to hear, but pulling her into something she can't fully predict. Most men talk to fill space. They answer questions instantly. They spill their stories before she's earned them. They ramble until every ounce of mystery is gone. But a dangerous man? He talks like he's laying down a path she wants to follow. He lets silence stretch, not in an awkward way, but in a way that makes her lean in, both physically and mentally. He asks questions that feel like doors opening. He uses a tone that feels both safe and dangerous. Safe enough for her to trust him. Dangerous enough that her pulse quickens without her knowing why. Machiavelli would put it like this: power belongs to the man whose meaning must be discovered, not handed over. And here's the effect this has on her. When you speak like you're leading her somewhere, you bypass logic and go straight to emotion. Her mind starts painting pictures you didn't describe. Her body starts reacting to feelings you didn't name. She's no longer just hearing you, she's experiencing you. In real life, this could mean you tell a story, but you leave it unfinished, letting her ask what happened next. You pause before answering, making her hang on the moment. You change pace mid-sentence, lowering your voice so she has to come closer to hear you. Your words become more than conversation. They become a form of touch. Here's your move. Speak less. Pause more. Choose words that hint rather than explain. And always talk like you have somewhere you're taking her, even if she doesn't know where yet. Because once she's following your voice, the rest of her will want to follow too. Here's the second habit. Hold a frame so solid that she has to adapt to you, never the other way around. Majority of men are like water. They take the shape of whatever container they're poured into. If she's playful, they're playful. If she's distant, they panic. If she's upset, they scramble to fix it, even when it's not theirs to fix. But a dangerous man? He's the container. His mood, his vision, his energy, they don't sway with the wind. You could be in the middle of a conversation where she's testing you, questioning your opinion, disagreeing just to see if you'll bend. And instead of defending yourself like a man on trial, you hold your ground with calm certainty. You don't rush to convince. You don't raise your voice. You don't get pulled into emotional chaos, because your reality is the stronger gravity in the room, and she has to decide whether she wants to step into it or walk away. Machiavelli might say, "The prince who changes with every wind commands no loyalty, only convenience." Here's why this matters for desire. When a woman feels she can sway you with beauty, charm, or pressure, you lose your edge. But when she realizes your frame doesn't bend, something shifts inside her. She feels respect, And in women, respect and attraction are not separate. They feed each other. This plays out in every setting. At work, you don't get rattled by office politics or someone trying to provoke you. On a date, you don't lose composure when she disagrees or pushes back. In a group, you don't overcompensate to be liked. You let people adapt to your pace. And here's the hidden effect. When she's with you, she feels like she's entering a world with its own rules. And people, especially women, are drawn to worlds that feel both safe and unshakable. Here's how you apply this. Before you walk into any interaction, know your pace, know your values, and know what will and will not move you. Don't speak to convince. Don't act to please. Lead with a quiet certainty that says, "This is where I'm going. You can join or not." Because the moment she realizes she can't control you, she starts wanting to be part of what she can't control. Here's the third habit. Master eye contact until it feels like you're touching her without touching her. Most men look away too fast. They glance like they're checking for traffic. They break eye contact the second it feels electric, as if they're afraid of what might happen if they hold it a little longer. But you need to make your gaze a slow burn, not a stare, not a glare, but something that moves through her like heat sliding under her skin. You hold her eyes just long enough for her to feel it in her chest. Then you let it go slowly, as if you're taking a piece of her with you. You don't look like you're studying her. You look like you're remembering her. This works because, in that moment, you're not just two people exchanging glances. You've created a private channel no one else can enter. And she knows it. Picture this. You're at a dinner table with friends. Conversation is flowing. Laughter is bouncing off the walls. And across the table, her eyes find yours for a second too long. You don't drop it. You hold it. Slow, steady. The world's still moving around you. But in your frame, there's just the two of you. You let one corner of your mouth lift. Not a full smile, but enough to tell her you've seen something you like. Then you look away on your own terms, leaving her wondering why it felt like you just touched her without touching her. Machiavelli might have put it like this: a ruler conquers first with presence, then with action. And here's the truth. Eye contact, when done right, feels physical. It's an invisible hand, one that pulls her toward you without a word. The key is contrast. When you're listening, give her full, anchored attention. When you break eye contact, do it slowly, like you're choosing to. And when you return to her, let your gaze land with the weight of a man who isn't asking for permission. In the street, at work, on a date, it's all the same. Your eyes tell her you're not hiding. They tell her you're already comfortable with the tension most men run from. And the second she feels that you can hold it, she'll want to know how much more you can hold. Here's how to apply it tonight. Find a moment with someone, even in passing, and instead of breaking eye contact at the first spark, let it stretch one beat longer. Then add a tiny, almost imperceptible change in your expression, like you've just thought of something you'll never tell her. That's the seed. That's the hook. That's where curiosity turns into a pull she can't explain. Here's the fourth habit. Move through space like you own it, making her follow you without realizing she's doing it. Majority of men ruin their presence without even realizing it. Their body moves faster than their mind. They shuffle. They fidget. They rush from point A to point B like they're trying not to be noticed. But a dangerous man? He moves like the air shifts when he does. Every step is deliberate. Every turn is unhurried. Every gesture feels like it's measured, as if you've already decided the pace of the room and everyone else is just catching up. When you walk into a bar, you don't just enter. You pause for half a second longer than necessary, letting your eyes travel. Not like you're searching, but like you're surveying territory you already own. Your shoulders stay loose, your chin stays level. When you lean against a wall, it's not because you're tired. It's because you've chosen the best vantage point. When you take a seat, you do it like you're claiming space, not borrowing it. And here's the part most men never get. This isn't just about how you move when you're with her. It's about how you move when you're not. Because she's watching long before she's officially watching. Imagine this. You're walking back from the restroom in a restaurant. She catches sight of you from across the room. You're not weaving between tables like you're in the way. You're gliding. Every step balanced, every shift in direction smooth. You slide your hand along the back of a chair as you pass, not to steady yourself, but to leave a trace of presence in the space. By the time you reach her, she's already felt your arrival. A man who moves like this communicates something primal, that he is calm in his own territory, that he is not in a rush, because he knows time works for him, not against him, and that if she's in his space, she will follow his rhythm without realizing she's doing it. As strategists might say in another language, control the pace, control the outcome. Here's your action step. Next time you enter any space, whether it's a meeting room, a coffee shop, or a date, cut your speed in half. Let your eyes claim the room before your body does. And when you move, think of each gesture as a silent statement. I'm in no rush, because everything here will come to me. And when she's watching, and she will be, she won't just notice how you move. She'll imagine how it would feel to have that same steady control directed at her. Here's the fifth habit. Dress in a way that makes her wonder about what she can't see. A dangerous man doesn't dress to scream. He dresses to suggest. Every piece you wear should feel chosen, not grabbed. Your shirt doesn't just fit, it frames the width of your shoulders. Your trousers don't just sit on your hips. They trace the line of your body without giving everything away. And this is important. You're not dressing to impress a crowd. You're dressing for the one person in the room who notices the details, the stitching on your jacket, the weight of your watch, the way your shoes catch the light when you move. When you're close to her, she should notice the faint scent of your cologne, not because you've drowned yourself in it, but because it clings subtly to the heat of your skin. When you sit, the drape of your clothes should suggest shape, not show it outright. The goal is to make her wonder, to create a gap between what she can see and what she imagines, and let her mind do the rest. That's how you dress for desire. You don't give her the full picture. You give her the outline, the silhouette, the hint. Picture this. You're leaning on a bar, sleeves rolled just enough to show the veins in your forearms. She's close enough to notice the soft texture of the fabric over your chest, the faint pull of the buttons when you shift your weight. She doesn't know if you dressed this way for her, but she feels like you did. In an era where men either overdress for Instagram or underdress for life, you stand out by looking like a man who could step into a boardroom or walk her home under the rain without needing to change a thing. Or as one strategist might say, the strongest pull comes from what's hidden, not from what's shown. Here's your move. Audit your wardrobe. Remove anything that's baggy, cheap-looking, or loud for the sake of being loud. Invest in fewer, sharper pieces that fit like they were made for you. And before you leave the house, ask yourself, if she saw me from across the street, would her eyes follow me until I disappeared? Because when you dress like that, every step you take plants an image in her mind, and she'll carry it long after you're gone. Here's the sixth habit. Play with closeness and distance until she's the one chasing the moment back. There's a rhythm to attraction, and the man who controls it controls her focus. Not by grabbing her, not by overwhelming her, but by pulling and releasing like a master of the game. You step toward her, slow enough for her mind to register it, and you stop just before she expected you to. You speak in a tone that drops lower mid-sentence, forcing her to lean closer to hear the rest. Your eyes meet hers, hold just long enough for her pulse to jump, then break away as if you've taken something with you. The air between you becomes charged. It's not about touching. It's about creating a space so loaded with possibility that she starts to imagine the touch before it happens. She shifts her weight. She glances at your mouth without realizing it. She finds herself wondering what it would feel like if you stepped forward just one more inch. And here's where most fail. They rush. They cross the space too soon. They kill the buildup. They give away the moment before it's fully alive. The dangerous man resists that urge. He lets the tension stretch, almost to the point of snapping, because that's when it takes root in her mind. Picture it. You're standing in a dimly lit corner of a lounge, the music low enough for your voice to carry like a private secret. You lean in, your breath close enough to touch her ear, and just as she turns her face toward yours, you pull back slightly, meeting her eyes with a look that says not yet. She laughs softly, but her pupils are wider now. That's not an accident. That's biology reacting to controlled tension. As a strategist of desire might say, it's not the touch that captivates her. It's the pause before it happens. Here's what to do. Don't fill every silence. Let it work for you. Use your proximity like a tide. In, then out. Let her feel the absence as much as the presence. And when she finally leans forward, not out of politeness, but out of need, that's when you've won. Because in that moment, she's not just talking to you. She's chasing the closeness you've been dangling in front of her all along. Here's the 7th habit. Live this presence every single day so it becomes who you are, not just how you act when she's watching. The presence that draws women in isn't something you turn on when you're in the mood. It's not a trick. It's not a dating mode you activate when she's in the room. It's the way you wake up, the way you walk into a shop, the way you stand in line, greet a stranger, shake a colleague's hand. It's who you are when no one's looking. Because women are built to feel inconsistencies. If you walk like a king in public but live like a ghost in private, they can tell. If you speak with confidence only when you want something from them, they can tell. If your life doesn't match the energy you project, your attraction collapses the second they see behind the curtain. The dangerous man understands this. Every day is an opportunity to strengthen the identity or to weaken it. He doesn't just act decisive, he is decisive. He doesn't just look like he trains, he does train. He doesn't just seem like he has direction, he actually lives it, with goals, structure, and standards that aren't negotiable. Picture it. You wake up, the sun barely touching your blinds, and your first movement is intentional. You stretch, hit the shower, and your mind is already on what you're building today. When you step out your door, you're already carrying yourself like the man who owns his day, because you do. So when you cross paths with her, whether it's a stranger on the street, a coworker, or the woman you've been seeing, she doesn't meet a man performing. She meets a man being, and that difference is everything. When every choice, from the food you eat, to the words you speak, to the way you sit, aligns with the masculine presence you've decided to embody, women don't just notice, they respond. Because the energy is real. It's not something you have to hold, it's something you radiate without trying. As one strategist put it, if you are only the part in public, you are not the part at all. Your next move is simple. Stop thinking of attraction as an act. Start thinking of it as a lifestyle. From the moment your feet hit the floor in the morning, ask yourself, if she were watching me now, would she still feel what she felt when we met? If the answer is yes, you've kept the aura alive. If the answer is no, it's time to realign. Because nothing kills desire faster than a man who's only magnetic when he needs something. And when you live this every day, you stop wondering if you'll attract her. You start realizing she's been trying to figure out how to keep you. You now hold the blueprint, not for being liked, but for becoming the gravity she orbits without knowing why. Every word, every glance, every movement you make from this day forward is either feeding that force or draining it. And if you choose to live these habits, not act them, but breathe them, you'll stop wondering when women will want you and start noticing how they can't seem to let go. Because the truth is simple. A man who masters himself doesn't chase. He doesn't wait. He moves through the world like it's already his, and she follows, not because she has to, but because she can't imagine not doing it. And one day, without realizing it, you'll stop asking how and start simply doing. The noise of the world will still be there, but it won't move you. You will stand where you are, and the ground will feel steady, because it is you who made it so. You'll see beauty without needing to own it, power without needing to prove it, and connection without needing to grasp at it. Everything you once thought was missing will reveal itself to have been here all along, waiting for you to be ready. And in that readiness, you'll understand. Life bends not to those who demand, but to those who have nothing left to demand. You are no longer reaching for the horizon. You are the horizon. If this opened your eyes and you're serious about becoming the man who's in full control of his life, my book is now available. The Undeniable Man, Built to be Chosen. It's a strategic guide for men who want to attract, lead, and dominate in their love life and beyond. Whether you're single or in a relationship, no fluff, no tricks, just pure, powerful strategy that will set you apart from 99% of men, and that you will actually use every day. The link is in the description. And if this video spoke to you, don't just keep your thoughts in your head. Write a comment, even just a few words. It helps you remember these lessons, and it might help someone else too. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this content, and share it with someone who, in your eyes, needs it right now. Just trust your instinct. We're all trying to get clearer, more solid inside. So let's build minds that don't break.